Hi, I'm Mary-Keane Dawson. I'm co-founder and CEO of Truth Data Cloud.
I'm Oliver Southgate. I'm the CTO and founding partner of the Truth Data Cloud.
So you asked us why we decided to launch Truth. And the reason why we decided to launch Truth is primarily because we think there's a desperate need for a reset in the advertising industry, particularly around the digital piece. Increasingly, we're living with our mobile phones literally attached to us 24 hours a day. And all of the information that they collect about what you're doing, where you're going, what your browsing history is, it's all being monetized by social media companies, data harvesters, and basically the consumer has no part in that. And I think we thought that, that with the advent of blockchain technology and artificial intelligence, it's a perfect opportunity to bring trust and transparency into the piece and also start rewarding consumers, especially tech-savvy consumers who understand that they're part of the product, to actually bring them into the centre of that trade and give them, the opportunity to earn rewards in return for sharing their information and data. And this clever clogs here is the one who came up with the technological solution. So over to you, Ollie.
Yeah, so when we're really starting to think about the problem is how to bring consumers into the trade where they're currently not a party to it. And it was actually thinking about the way that the existing ecosystem works and the way that data is traded. It's all bundled up into this big monolithic group and you end up just buying that data from brokers. But we wanted a way to start splitting that out, and we kind of thought about, okay, well, what are the key core components of a trade in data? And the first piece is about storage of data. So who can store those individual blobs and elements of data? And then once you've got these different bits of information, and that could be your browsing history, your location data, it could be information on what vehicle you drive or holidays that you go on, and actually then say, well, what if I could license elements of that data to other people? So actually to a brand or to an advertiser A, I'm willing to share my travel data, or to advertiser B, I'm willing to share my car information, or advertiser C, the fact that I want to buy a new car and I'm in market to buy that car. So we decided on building a kind of consent framework layer that's all about licensing those individual pockets or segments of data out under certain conditions. And this is really where the token element that comes into play, is that trade of information based on a kind of utility token for the platform. And then actually an exchange layer that actually records each of those transactions as they happen. And that's the fundamental basis of the architecture of what we've built. And enabling us to do that is we get consumers into a position where they can start connecting various different social profiles, connecting up their mobile phone, apps, browser extensions to really start harvesting their data. So harvesting has been in the news, in the UK, primarily Facebook and Cambridge Analytica, the big scandals about this. But this is really consumers harvesting their own data, pulling it out of those networks and back into something that they can control. Once they have that data, this is really where we see the movement towards kind of an artificial intelligent world where we can start to make predictions or suggestions based on your past or current behavior. So for example, two easy use cases. If you're visiting a number of car websites or vehicle websites where you're looking to buy a car or a scooter or a moped or a motorbike, actually we can start to encourage you to say, hey, it looks like you're looking for a motorbike. What kind of motorbike are you interested in? And really take them down a path to envisage and help brands get a closer connection to what the consumer actually wants. And on the other side is, for the last 5 years in July, you've started looking for your summer holiday. You typically end up going to these destinations, but you actually started browsing, your search started in a completely different location. So what went wrong and how you can actually then have a conversation using artificial intelligence to make an informed decision around advertisers being able to target those consumers more effectively. And actually think of it as your digital companion for your digital data.
And at the moment, I mean, the vast majority of money that is made from digital data in the advertising ecosystem goes to very large organizations like Facebook, like Google, like Axiom, who are a huge data company, just been sold for 2.2 billion last week, in fact. So there's huge money in this market, and with regard to how your privacy is being impacted and your freedoms are being impacted, I think this generation of tech-savvy consumers, they understand that they're worth more. They're part of the ecosystem. They can actually measure that through the Truth Data platform. They can data cloud platform. They can actually see, that how many tokens they're actually earning through the licensing of their data and their browsing history. And they can also, if they so wish to, they can withdraw, from certain advertisers. For example, if they don't want an advertiser who is, let's say, putting plastic bottles into the ocean, or that's a direct consequence of its business model, they can withdraw their data from being able to be licensed to those types of advertisers. And that's very empowering. And I think that in an age where millennials are increasingly becoming the workforce of the entire world, I think something like 27% of the entire population by 2025 will be in the millennial demographic. They have so much power. They will be the workforce of the future, and they will have the money to spend on products and services. And advertising is just basically not working in the way that it once did, because the trust has gone. So we specifically designed the Truth Data Cloud to be a place where developers can actually come and work and develop the new technologies of the future using permission-based data, and design products and services that are actually respectful of the individual's privacy, and also generate true tokens so that they can be rewarded as part of that process. So we're very excited about what's happening. We launched our ICO in Singapore this week. Our sister companies are based here in Singapore, and our holding company, Rival, was actually founded in Singapore. So Asia is a really important market for us, and we're really excited about spending time here and building our business out in the Asian area.